What's going on? What's going on? We're bringing you another up-and-coming video where we focus on the up-and-coming war attackers. 3-star strategies, but not the end game for Town Hall 9. No 30-30, nothing like that, but like hopefully teen heroes and things like that. Just something you don't see out in other channels, this one included, that's inundated with, you know, true high-end elite war spectrum bases and attacks. So, but yet these are the ones that are learning, and the next ones in line to do that. So here we are using Ain't Nobody as the subject, going into our last war here. By the way, good job to them, if I can freaking get there. Wow, I can't do this at all. Really good job to them. They recently got a feeder for overflow, and also 100% on the last war against a pretty good clan that also got, if you look at the war results, 99% total destruction, coming up short on just a few bases here, 25 v 25. So good job the Cowboys Elite. Let's take a look at some of these attacks here. To start things off, let's go with Brody. Brody's going to be facing a 9.5 with 20-20 against 30-34, but yet still Town Hall 9 defenses, maxed out defenses. There's no third bow here, but that 34 queen is pretty beefy. And 2020 is still pretty good, but some people have been asking, like, is HGHB still a viable army strategy? And on the right base, excuse me, absolutely it is, and this is a great example of it. The only thing I would say is be careful on the flanking defense right here, but you can see that he uses his giants to come in here, CC bowlers, and basically gets the takes care of that queen without losing too many of his tanks, poison down for the CC, and he still has a few tanks, aka giants, I think 5 or so. And leading the way of his bowlers that are maxed out from the CC, and he has, you know, sprinkling in the hogs to take care of the flanking defenses as the army pushes straight through the base here, and he still has heals for the back end. The other thing about this war, which I thought was pretty impressive for these guys, is they perfected the war with like 12 hours left. At the halfway part of the war, they already achieved 100%. I think it was 25 out of 37 attacks total. They had like 13 attacks remaining at the halfway point, so it's really nice. But as you can see with this attack strategy here, it's still very much a viable option on the right type of base, and you still can somewhat ignore the heroes levels if you execute it flawlessly. As you see, he didn't lose too many of those giants coming into a hard-hitting level 34 queen, and he had cleanup all in the right spots as well, as his queen kind of hangs back and loves to shoot the walls that she does. We'll go to ×2. This was a really nice attack and illustration that HGHB is definitely not dead in the game now that is saturated with loons. You still have to match up the right type of attack strategy for the base, and HGHB is still a great one for it. So we're back out of here. Nice job, Brody. And then let's go down a little bit and take a look at MGSlapshot with his teen royals. Actually, we'll call these Chuck E. Cheese royals because they're not even old enough to start double dating yet, with only 10 and 8. But this is a great illustration of how to handle the CC. Yanks it out here, brings one witch to occupy this section right here. Couple of old school style, usually it's 2 witches, but he's got one. A few barbarians to basically make sure that the almost loses a queen there. You look at this queen. She has like literally she has a sliver of health. But you want to put down those barbarians first, so that the CC troops aggro the barbarians and not your queen that your witch that you're putting down. So I really appreciated that. But also the witch here distracts a little bit for the level 8 queen on the bottom left, which allows him to basically hold the ability a little bit longer than as long as possible, really. So he has to bust the ability right here, where he's in order to survive the archer tower. I think if he brought 2 witches here and just subbed basically 3 hogs at most, he would have got a lot more value on the left side, even though the job was to deal with the CC. He would have got a lot more value out of his queen. Also, he's sending in the hogs here with using the CC golem, which is really, really beefy, to help take care of the enemy queen, which allows his BK to survive a little bit longer and beat through some walls and join up to these hogs on the bottom here that don't have too many threats, as the structures are all touching each other on the bottom side here. So the hogs going heavy on this aspect with heal as well was really smart to do, because you're not going to lose too many of them to springs after the queen takes care of one side and the BK takes care of the queen at the top. And he had cleanup wizards on the bottom right here. I just really think if he brought 2 witches for that queen to have all those distraction Larrys on the left side, he would have had so much more value on the left-hand side, and possibly would have had the queen up as well. But still, 10-8. 10-8, versing some pretty heavy defensive royal levels. Nice job, Slapshot. Let's jump out of here and we'll look at one more. And some other people have been asking for... But where is it at? It wasn't Brody. It wasn't Coffee. It's gonna kill me. Was it 3 stars? Maybe it was Slapshot. Nope, that one definitely was not it. Whoop, not that one. Sorry, guys. Maybe I should have wrote this down. Oh my God. Shame on me. It might have been Brody. Good Lord. Where is the base? There was a base that... Crispy Bacon? Oh my God. Ah! Dead Man Walking. That was it. Jesus. Oh, so sorry about that. Alright, so... Some people have been asking, like, when do you go Shattered? When do you go Cold Blood? When do you bring bowlers for the Lalo base? Like, how do you know? Well, looking at this, we're going to have 1 hound and 10 loons for the Lalo portion of this. So, the decision to bring two level 4 golems on this was pretty smart, because he only has 2, maybe 1 point defense of Town Hall 8 level defenses coming at his level 4 golems. And the decision to come from the far side is what you really want to go with this. And he's able to do a double jump to get all the way over to the queen. And he only has 14-18. So his royals, his main attacking force with this is not so much the beefy power of his royals, because they're not too beefy at this level with Teen Heroes. It's the bowlers that really are his attacking force, under rage and things like that at the initial push. And that allowed his BK to get all the way over. As you see, he lost his BK here, but now the golems, because they didn't tank too much point defense coming through, his bowlers come through and actually finish off the queen. And then he's left with just 1 air defense. That's for the 1 hound, and then the haste to basically overwhelm the remaining splash defenses here. There's not too many point defense at all, and he still has some golemites in the middle that are tanking for the loons coming in after the hound stops, and he has some cleanup pups from that 1 busted hound. So basically the decision to go, you want to ask yourself, how many point defenses is your golems going to take? And if you just do some simple math, you look at basically how much DPS that point defense is having. Let's make an example of that. If it's doing 100 DPS and you have 4 defenses that are all doing 100 DPS at 1 golem, you just do the reverse. That basically means for every second that elapses, 400 health points is coming off of your golem, and you look at your the golem. Let's pretend that it has 4,000 hit point for this example. Then that's basically 10 seconds. You have about 10 seconds for a push before that thing is gone, because it's 400 times 10 equals 4,000. So it's simple math like that. And then you can basically eyeball that and be able to summarize that with experience just at a glance. So you coming from the far side as well is usually smarter. For this example, if you rarely want to go directly at the queen, especially if her royals are extremely high. Like a 30 queen will melt a golem. If you're going to come directly at a queen, which is usually a no-no, you usually have to go shattered unless there's super shallow air defenses and CC that you're going to get a good return on investment for just that short amount of time that one golem will bring you. So that one was a great example to illustrate why to bring two, even when you have teen royals. You can still get clear across the base with a double jump because your main attacking force is primarily the CC bowlers that come in there under rage. They do just so much work. And I thought that was a great illustration of it for Dead Man. So I hope those talking points were helpful for you. Once again, it's Brutus reminding you, you got to be better than the double. And now we'll check you next time.